What is going on, everybody? I am back with a brand new video, and today we have a little bit of a comparison, a knockoff I should say. Today we have the Zone versus Lone Star's Horny Toad. Now these two discs have the same flight numbers. Lone Star calls this a mid-range, while Discraft obviously calls this putt and approach. Now I absolutely love the Zone, so when I saw this Horny Toad, I had to give it a try. Really, this is just for fun because I don't think I would ever take a Zone out of my bag. But we'll see how they compare, if they do compare, and this should be pretty fun. I came out here to Xenia Rotary today to test these two discs out. I'm trying to dodge the wind. Again, another windy day. You had the little wind symbol on the weather app today, just like yesterday. Hopefully we can kind of stay out of it, but also, it's kind of good because these are overstable approach discs, so you can kind of see how they do in the wind. Hole 1, just 175 feet. This is going to be my first ever throw with the Lone Star Horny Toad. What a name. Okay, not bad, not bad. A little low for my liking. That was almost identical shots, I feel like. DiscGolfDealsUSA.com hooks me up with a lot of discs, and sometimes I don't get around to making videos with them, but and then I'll just randomly find them and I'm like, huh, I gotta test this disc out. So that's why we're out here today, because I found the Horny Toad yesterday in my collection. So I'm like, I gotta throw this thing and see how it compares to a real Zone. That almost popped out of there. Now, one of the main differences I already see is the ESP Zone that I have today. They're not all like this, but this one is pretty flat and it's even a little puddle topped. And then the Horny Toad, it actually has a little bit of give in the center. Typically, I don't see a whole lot of Zones that have give in the center. I feel like they're usually dead flat or they're a little puddle top. Not really a huge deal, I'm just saying. 250 feet downhill. This is just a beautiful forehand shot for a disc like this. Oh, a little high. Almost slipped there. That's better. Driven. No skip though. This is kind of my thing, is to throw these types of discs in the basket. Too much Annie. Woo! That doesn't count. 235. Usually this is a double Mando through the trees, but honestly, I'm just gonna see if we can go forehand hyzer on the left side and get there. After all, I really just care about the forehand today with these discs because that's what I use the Zone mostly for. If I throw backhand, it's usually going to be at least a jawbreaker Zone that's a little bit straighter. I don't know if I have this power or not. I think I do. Should be really good. Oh yeah, it's parked. The Zone just never lets me down. It's one of those discs that I can rely on no matter what. If I'm in a nervous situation, just pull out the Zone and make it work. And that's, oh, I thought it was past it. I jinxed myself. I was gonna say, and that's just flying exactly like it. But obviously I came up a lot shorter than I thought. So one slip and another misfire, I would say, with the Horny Toad. Just need to get that a little bit wider. Maybe it's a touch more stable than the Zone and I didn't realize it. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, 270 feet. This is usually one that I throw mid-range on, so I doubt we really get these there. Now I am gonna be throwing them backhand this time, and since my backhand's probably a little bit slower, we might see how stable this thing truly is. I'm gonna try to put them on just a slight Annie to get them as far as we can. Wow, that thing is a beefcake, actually. Didn't really get it on the Annie I wanted, but the thing was like this immediately. That kind of a slower pan, to be honest with you. That might be almost at the basket. I definitely got it on the Annie that I wanted, just slight Annie, and it seemed like it was a slower pan than the Horny Toad would have been. I mean, this was thrown more flat, and it still pretty much got the same distance as the Zone. You know, if I threw the Zone flat, we probably would have landed in this same spot. 270, I'm actually kind of shocked that I got these here. Maybe the tailwind helped me. I mean, I really don't think I can say the horny toad sucks. It's doing its job. It's doing what its zone would do. Let me know down in the comments if you bag the horny toad and why you do. Why would you bag this over a zone? Is there a difference, or is it just company preference? Let's see what we have here on hole 6. I'm really starting to like this little forehand flex turnover right down the middle, especially with a disc like this. Since it's stable, we should be able to keep it pretty straight, I think. Oh, just didn't throw it hard enough. The only scare about that type of shot is there's a creek that runs around this right side. If it pans out and pans too far, we could be in the water. I'm gonna try to throw the zone maybe a little bit harder than that. Yeah, see how straight I can keep that disc? And that's kind of what I expected with the horny toad, but maybe I got a little too high and it, you know, it panned out. Regardless, I think we have a putt with each, but you can just kind of tell how comfortable I am with the zone, what angles I need to put it on, and how hard I need to throw it. Short, man. Downhill, 255 feet. This one's pretty straight and then bends to the right. See how far we can get a zone down there. See, I don't know if the forehand zone is the right play. Unless we put it on hyzer like that. I got a little lucky, but not really that great. I really needed to put the zone more on hyzer so it can penetrate on hyzer and get around the corner. I threw it more flat, and downhill it just kind of stayed straight. I kind of corrected it a little bit with the horny toad and got it more on hyzer. It got lucky from the first tree and then hit the second. I feel like it's been a while since we made anything spectacular. Oh, I thought that was actually in. These are really the types of putts I need to start working on in the backyard, because I always am short recently. All right, we skipped over here. We're gonna call this hole 7. Very technical wooded shot here. Not super far, but you can kind of see that gap we have to go to, and the basket sits left of that. I'll be honest, if I just get one of these through that gap pure, I'll be happy. Can't really consider that one pure. How do I hit the same gap twice? And it's not even the one I'm going for. All right, come on. For the one time. For the one time. Off the basket. For the 2-time, aka player 2, 2-time world champion. Next up, we have a par 4, hole 8 for us. 330 feet, so not very far, but super technical once again. We're gonna see if we can put these slow speeds on some ante and weave through these trees. Should be interesting. Oh, really? Oh, I slipped. All right, they're both gonna be up on that left side. I'm kind of at the point in the video where I've decided they're pretty much the same disc. Throw them hard on forehands and you're gonna be able to get the same outcome out of them. One might be a tad more stable than the other, but that's not to say that you can't find zones more stable than the one I'm throwing. And you probably can find horny toads less stable than the one I'm throwing. Sit, 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 sit. Oh, Max. I need to learn how to putt. I feel like I haven't been putting too bad in my videos recently, but today I'm not putting well. We got a hole 9 for us in the last hole of the video, 215 feet. You can see the basket through those trees, but you got more of a hyzer on this right side. Horny toad, hyzer. Let's end this video on a couple birdies. Oh, it's just so stable. Oh my goodness. Ideally, you throw something that can match the stability kind of this hyzer. So throw it flat and just let it fade to the basket. Well, the horny toad, it's so stable that it just fights off left a little bit too quickly. That's way better. I mean, it seems pretty clear to me. The zone I have today is just not quite as stable as the horny toad. All right, guys, that will do it for the horny toad versus the ESP zone. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm pretty convinced that I could do all the same stuff that I do with the zone with this disc. It flies nice and overstable, like they marketed as. Obviously, it was a little bit more stable than the ESP Zone that I brought out today, but I have an ESP Zone at home that's probably this overstable. So, you know, I don't really know how much that matters to say. Let me know if you bagged this. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one.